This just in, the first half of the CBS Sports Classic out at MSG was an exciting one. UCLA, UNC. UCLA with a chance to take the lead at the buzzer. It's Sebastian Mack with the missed shot there, and UNC is able to recover the rebound. They would hold on to win this one 76-74. An incredible turnaround for the Tar Heels, who were trailing 40-32 at the break, and at one point as well, they were down 14 in the second half. However, they have rallied behind stellar play from a lot of their stars to pick up a 76-74 win over number 18 UCLA. And we welcome you into our CBS Sports HQ studios. Haley Sutton alongside our coach and basketball analyst, Matt McCall. I mean, Matt, shoot, we were talking about it. That first half was looking to be a little bit too much for UNC, and then they turn around at the under 12 mark. They were down 14. How did we get to this point?
Well, first of all, it was the longest game in the history of college basketball.
Seriously, I feel like it's still going on.
We were into 2.5 hours. We had something spill on the court there at the half. We had to get that cleaned up to get back to playing basketball. Maybe that had an impact on UCLA. Maybe it didn't. But Carolina made the plays that they needed to. If you're Mick Cronin, you're going to watch this tape on a long flight back to LA. You're going to be scratching your head. You're going to be a little bit sick to your stomach because Santa came early for R.J. Davis. He missed that first free throw to cut it. It makes them both. We have a tie basketball game. Then UCLA, little mishap on the inbounds play. You never want to catch the basketball below the block. That's exactly what happened. It causes a turnover. Now Carolina gets another opportunity, and their senior, their leader, R.J. Davis, gets it done. But it was the freshman from the Bronx, Ian Jackson. I mean, this guy had himself a game, made plays, making jump shots off the bounce, 24 points in the game. This was a must. I don't want to say must win. You can't say must win in December, but it's an important win.
It felt like a must win for UNC.
For North Carolina, just with where they were coming out of that Florida game. They didn't have their best stuff. Not too many resume building opportunities going forward. We know the ACC's been struggling. How many teams is the ACC going to get in? So this was a really important win. UCLA's good. That 9-game win streak is no joke. They're 2-0 in the Big Ten. They're going to win a lot of basketball games in the Big Ten. They're a good team. Like I said, Coach Cronin is really going to be sick to his stomach, especially that late inbounds play, not getting the ball in bounds, turning it over, giving UNC really a Christmas present, we'll call it.
And you mentioned it, the freshman there, 24 points. He had himself a day. But I want to go back to something you said about R.J. Davis, because obviously this has not been the season that he is wanted for himself as he prepares for that next chapter of his basketball career. What'd you think of him and his resilience in this game? Well,
to be able to make those free throws to win the game, essentially, after missing one. And so that just goes to show you, I mean, we all talk about it. We think he's been in college. I don't know, this may be his 10th season in college. It seems like we've been covering him forever. But he stepped up. He knocked those foul shots in when it really, really counted and got his team. You knew the ball was going to be in his hands. As good as Ian Jackson was throughout the course of this game, there was nobody that was taking that last shot other than R.J. Davis. Got downhill, got to his spot, picked up the foul. Just a really, really quality win for North Carolina, which it was a pro North Carolina crowd in the Garden.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, they really, really needed it. And how about this? This was their first win against a ranked team this season. It's weird to be saying that about a UNC squad, but obviously that feels good. They were previously 0-4. If we flip the script and talk about the team on the other side here, number 18, UCLA, Mick Cronin, now 0-4 in his career against North Carolina. And it's interesting, too, as we're looking at even more notes here, UNC trailed for 36 minutes and 33 seconds in that game. So you talked about Cronin going to have to watch that film on a long flight home. How do they move forward here?
Well, you got to move forward pretty quickly because we're going to come out of Christmas break here and it's going to get real. And Big Ten play, you're staring down a gauntlet right now of really, really good basketball teams. So you got to move past it. You're essentially one possession away from getting a heck of a win, which seemed like on the road for UCLA. So they got to move past it. Tyler Bilodeau is terrific, 26 points. Sebastian Mack, I know he wants that last one back, but he did have 22 in the game. You want to see maybe if they can go to Bilodeau in that situation, but it's hard to try to get the ball to your front court player with the game on the line. But ultimately, it was just all they had to do was get the ball inbounded, take care of it. They inbounded the ball below that block. That's a turnover, and that's going to be one that haunts Coach Cronin, but they got to move past it because Big Ten play is here. You're 2-0.
Yeah.
There's a championship on the line coming out of Christmas. You're 2-0 right now. You're in a good place in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and I'm looking at their upcoming schedule here. Up next, they've got number 13 Gonzaga coming up on the 28th, so they're resetting after Christmas here. If I had to put you on the spot, because I know we have so much basketball left to play, the conferences and all of that, of these two teams, both of them feel like tournament teams after today. One of them has the edge a little bit more. How? Because I know that those quad one wins really stack up and they matter here, and we're going to have to start talking about those brackets pretty quickly.
Haley, let's just talk about the losses. Kansas, top 10 team. Auburn, top 10 team. Michigan State, really good team. Alabama, really good team, top 10 team. Florida, undefeated, top 10 team. So it's not like they have any bad losses. Every single loss on their schedule has been a quad one loss. This was important. Their best win going into the season or going into this game, the Dayton Flyers, top 25 ranked team. To get this one was important. You think it's going to give Carolina some momentum. The knock on Carolina this year has been front court play. When has North Carolina not had a traditional back-to-the-basket, really talented front court player? But they still have R.J. Davis, who's arguably the best guard in the entire country. Yes, he's had his struggles throughout the course of the season, but maybe they found something, and maybe they found something in that freshman Ian Jackson.
Yeah, Ian Jackson, a career-high 24 points in front of a home crowd, and to make it a step further, Matt, his hometown is in the Bronx, so obviously to put on a show.
He wanted to put on a show in the Garden.
He wanted to put on a show.
There's nothing better than playing in the Garden. It seems like there's always exciting college basketball games when you get there. I remember having a game as an assistant coach at the University of Florida against Memphis that comes down to the wire. There's just something of magic about playing in that building.
Hey, it works. 5 years ago today, this same matchup played out with UNC getting the win, and they get it done today as well. He's Matt McCall breaking down this game for us. For more on the college basketball landscape, make sure you log in to the Eye on College Basketball podcast. That's where I'm going because we got football, basketball, all the things happening right now. Our guys Gary Parrish and Matt Norlander keep you updated with the latest. Just scan that QR code on your screen or listen in wherever you get your podcasts.